Welcome to GearCheckGames. This is part 27 of our commentary for Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. Last time, we finally saved Twilight Town from the evil shapeshifter Dupless, and kind of solidified our partnership with Vivian here. Smiles all around. So today we're going to head back to the Thousand-Year Door and hold up the map and find out where the next thing is.
Has Vivian's tail always had interlacing issues?
Yes. Well, I mean, in terms of, every time I've, subsequently played this game, yes. I think it's probably because it's just made up of a bunch of segments so that they could, animate it easily.
She's like a Super Paper Mario character now.
Yeah.
It's made up of a bunch of shapes.
It's made up of segments.
Uh-huh.
How does she walk?
Just kidding,
That
we're not going to the
bothers me.
Thousand-Year Door yet, because there's a new area we can get to now that we've got Vivian. Containing one of the most...
Oh.
I'm imagining she has 100 tiny little feet.
Oh. Yeah, she's got a bunch of tiny little, insect legs on the bottom of the tail.
No, Trey, she's the core market for Heelys.
She's wearing tiny little Heelys.
Vivian just has, one roller skate.
No, one Heely, because she only
now
needs the one wheel.
Imagine, 60s diner waitress Vivian with, a single roller skate.
Oh my god.
Skating around, carrying stuff and dropping stuff everywhere.
Just with a single roller skate.
Here we go
so
again.
Yes, Spike Shield. We are going to be here until I find something I can afford to take off, because this badge is invaluable.
Did not take long.
Now, unfortunately, it does not take... Well, yeah, because it sped it up. Unfortunately, it does not protect you from these spikes, but it does protect you from all spiked enemies.
That is the weirdest thing. They put it after a bunch of spikes, so you're like, oh, if I put this on, I'll be able to walk past the spikes, and then, nope.
Well, maybe that was just them, telling you in a relatively safe situation, hey, it doesn't work on these spikes.
Except that those might be, the only overworld spikes in the whole
I think
game.
there are some in the final level.
Yeah, wait till we get to the next dungeon. There's some spikes.
Oh, is that...
Difficulty spikes.
Wait, no, there was a spike in the last chapter. His name was Grubba.
There was a spike in the last game.
Yeah?
Yeah.
His name was Lackluster.
Yeah.
Dude, I love the effects on the pedestal.
I love the sound that the pedestal makes when it lights up.
Yeah.
Just a cool,
It sounds like the DSi home screen.
Yeah.
What if it just made, the GameCube startup jingle? He holds up the mystical map and just...
I would love that. Oh, I like this. I like this place.
Yeah.
This is a good end.
I love this chapter.
Yeah, this is another good chapter. Another kind of backtracky one, but it's got some really good moments.
It has top 2 partner of the game. It has one of the best villains in the game.
Oh yeah.
It has more of the Pianta love story, I think, or does that come when you come back to this place later?
There's a little bit in this chapter, and there's a little bit immediately after, right before chapter 6.
Yeah, more Pianta love story. Oh, and the best part, you don't get the cheap partner from 64.
Oh.
You don't like Sushi?
Not
Dude,
really.
Sushi's one of... I don't remember much about her character, but Sushi's one of my favorite partners about 64. Because she's one of the ones that doesn't have a direct corollary in Thousand Year Door. Because in pretty much every case, I would say that
well, she kind of does, but her direct corollary is the boat power.
But not directly.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the partners don't really have cut and dry direct corollaries. A lot of them are combinations and remixes of the previous partners.
But Goombario is to Goombella, Cooper to Coops. Let's see, what other partner do we have right now?
Is Parakarry Flurry?
Yeah, that's it. Well, okay, I guess you have Bobbery and Bombette.
I wasn't gonna say his name until we got to him, but
I'm pretty sure we've said it before.
Probably.
Well, Bobbery's not a villain, so I'm not too concerned about it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just saying the name doesn't spoil much.
Spoilers: the next partner is a Bob.
I won't have to bleep it out when we say his name.
Yeah, you won't have to delete me saying his name every time.
His mustache is too big to be evil.
Yeah.
You see, Bowser never had a mustache.
Now, forgive me, I don't think Frankly said it, but I think there's some character in this game who comments on Bobbery's mustache being, like, more impressive than Mario's. It might be Goombella. Well, yeah.
Can you imagine Bombery and Mario, when they wake up in the morning, they're like, hey, have you seen my mustache grease? And he's like, no.
They bond over mustache care.
Yeah.
Finally, someone who understands my true passion.
Yeah, I imagine Mario meeting Bobbery is like Alex Louise Armstrong meeting the trainer's husband in Full Metal Alchemist.
They bond over their mustaches instead of their muscles.
Yeah. Luigi's kind of like, he's not really committed to his mustache. It's just kind of like... Luigi likes his mustache, but it's like... He's a bit more of like... It. He's more like... He's like the fancy kind of mustache haver. That gets all this product and stuff. Mario just wants a guy that he can, like, you know, put some good old-fashioned grease on it.
Luigi doesn't like to tend to his mustache. He doesn't like to focus on it or style it, which is why it's just 2 swoops. Mario, on the other hand, loves to, like, tend and primp and trim his mustache, which is why it's 5 bumps.
I feel like it's the opposite, though. Mario's is kind of, like, bushy and unkempt, and Luigi's, like, also based on his personality, like... He gets, like, all this product and stuff and gets it fancy.
Well,
whereas Mario's just like,
he doesn't
I'm just a salt-of-the-earth guy with a regular old mustache.
Speaking of mustaches, look at the one on this wizard.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you know, Mario and Bobbery is debatable, but Merlon's got everybody beat. Let's be real.
They almost just look like arms. It's so big. Like
you can just use them as appendages.
Yeah.
It's like that. Remember that one episode of Flapjack where they had like the mustache contest?
Oh my god, yes.
And like there was the mustache guy that had like used his mustache as appendages. It's like flexing and stuff.
Oh god.
So here we go with another fruitless visit to Charlieton.
Look at this dude's mustache though.
No W emblem.
For a second, I thought Charlieton was selling a badge called Applejack.
He's got a mustache. The toad in the back's got a mustache. This town's full of nice mustaches.
Yeah. I never noticed that before.
No, the toad in the back is just screaming eternally.
Now here is where that cookbook that we found in Creepy Steeple pays off once you go to the Trouble Center and initiate the side quest.
Did you need me for something?
I like that she keeps calling you names. You just like won't let it go that you stepped on her contact.
Like you replaced her contact for her.
Yeah, Zesty she keeps a grudge.
But she still cooks for you.
Maybe she says it endearingly. She's just grumpy by nature. It's like her nickname for you now.
Now, is this the first time we've been in the Trouble Center in this playthrough?
I believe so.
Okay.
In fact, this may be one of the first time. Well,
first time?
it is. He literally,
No,
but
I've been nervous lots of times.
I'm sorry, I have a terrible drinking problem. But this may be one of the first times I've seen a trouble board, or I've seen the trouble board, because I didn't really.
Badge.
Hold on, let me blow up the co-pilot.
I haven't really played this game.
I think I mentioned earlier, or I may have mentioned earlier. I think this and one other are the only 2 Trouble Center quests that I do, because they're the ones that give you the most like meaningful rewards. I like the idea of just having a list of all of the side quests that you can kind of just kind of keep things organized. The problem is that every time to initiate one, you have to go to the Trouble Center, take on the trouble, and then go and talk to the person. It's not like later games would be like, okay, you talk to somebody, and now like their problem appears in your quest log. I guess we just weren't to that point yet with games, and so ultimately it results in a lot of running all over the place more than you really need to.
This was back before World of Warcraft quests had map markers.
Oh god.
I do like the trouble quests themselves, though. They're not like just fetch quests all the time. Like, there's actually some fun like dialogue and stuff with them.
Yeah, there are some good ones, kind of like character depthening ones.
Like I think there was a Goomba that there was a Goomba that wanted help getting a girlfriend or something. And like he tries to hit on Goombella and she's like, actually I'm dating Mario. Sorry.
Play along, Mario.
Yeah. Mario just had to be like, yeah. Totally.
Well, no, the only thing he says is just like, yes. Because that's all he says in this game is like,
woohoo!
Yes. God.
Yeah, some of them are cool because you find out that like certain characters from like disparate chapters or places are like good friends with each other. Like Jolene from the Glitz Pit and the kind of like socialite toad Toodles are good friends because in one, I don't know why I specifically remember this one, but like one of them like borrowed a magazine from the other and you have to like deliver it back to the one who owns
Paper
it.
Mario writing.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah, it is time to talk to Flavio.
Our boy Flavio Flav.
I'm sad you didn't talk to Luigi back there, though.
Yeah.
Sorry, we don't talk to that fancy city slicker mustache having guy.
Yeah, what a pretentious guy. I think if you talk to Luigi though, his adventure this time was like Mario Kart themed. And the partner that he's with is the owner of the car that he drove, and he totally like trashed it. So he's following him around until he like reimburses him.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, Flavio.
What is he?
Flavio's a pretty after a pretty kind of serious chapter. Flavio's a fun, like lighthearted character to talk to.
Oh yeah.
Hidden on Keelhaul Key.
Yep, this is a real lighthearted chapter we're going into.
Okay. Well, but Flavio's always funny.
Yeah.
In fact, he has. For my money, Flavio has one of the most, if not the most, like quotable line in the whole game. But we'll get to that in the next
According
episode.
to Joe.
It's hilarious.
It is hilarious,
pretty funny.
But you're also the only person I've ever met that like latched onto it.
Has like mentioned it.
I like that you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I do.
Yeah.
You constantly talk about how much you love that line.
Yeah, you bring it up pretty much every time Flavio's finished.
Yeah.
Oh,
He said he was Sailor of the Seven Seas, but I read it as Sailor for some reason. I don't know why.
He's the Salier of the Seven Seas.
Yeah.
There's no typos in this flawless script, Trey.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like
God.
Vivian and the little mouse are having a chat back there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, the mouse is doing all the talking.
Oh, I love
You know what?
that.
I wouldn't blame her. Following Mario around, just like listening to people talk at him, has got to get pretty tiring. Although I guess she is responsible for like replying for him.
Yeah.
Note to self, and I'm saying it in the video so that I'll be able to go back and watch it. The idea of like having partners that just went around and chatted with people like in the tavern when you go into a tavern in a game is a very good one. It's genius. So now we'll all remember it, and maybe we can use it sometime.
That's one of my favorite things that the Final Fantasy series does is when you get to like a new town, your teammates will just spread out. And you'll find them in new places.
Oh yeah.
Like one of my favorite ones is when you get to this the beach area in Final Fantasy VII. Like your teammates just leave you and they just go have a fun day at the beach, and I'm just like, I like this.
The genesis of that was kind of, I think Final Fantasy IV was the first one that like really did it. Final Fantasy V had like one moment of it super early on when you first get Ferris in your party, but it didn't really start like swapping people out and having them go their own way. It didn't really start until Final Fantasy VI.
Dude, 10 did it a lot when you got to like
absolutely.
new towns or new ends.
You know, of all the stuff in this game that they could have made into a Smash Bros. Stage, I never would have thought it'd be this boat.
True.
But lo and behold, in Smash Bros. For 3DS, you know what? I'm going to count my blessings. At least they remembered the real
At least
Paper
we
Mario.
got some Paper Mario. That was
Because for those who haven't played Smash 3DS or Ultimate, there is a Paper Mario stage that has 3 transformations. One of them is this ship, like, sailing out on the ocean.
That's awesome.
And every once in a while you run into the blooper from the prologue of this game, or the whale from the original Paper Mario. Unfortunately, the other 2 chapters are based off of Sticker Star.
Oof.
And because they're drawing from that game's aesthetics, they're pretty much just vanilla Mario locales with a papery coat of paint.
Everyone on this boat looks entirely trustworthy. Everyone's completely above board.
Especially that guy in the overalls.
Yeah, there's not a single person on this boat I wouldn't trust with my life. Or trust to not betray me and take my crystal star.
Yeah, don't be weird about it, man. I don't even know why you're bringing it up.
It's just suspicious. I just felt compelled to bring it up. It just felt like a thing that I had to say.
But hey, Lord Crump, you might want to get that ear looked at. That doesn't look natural.
Who?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Is Lord Crump here?
If
so, we should deal with him.
Yeah,
I don't know why you would suggest such a thing.
I love how the only person not standing on the ship is also the only one who said, "I'm on board."
That's the real most quotable line from this game.
Yeah. So is Flavio, is he a bit of a delusional fellow?
Oh yeah, kind of.
He's like a rich guy who has never experienced failure.
I've always imagined Flavio sounding like Hedonism Bot from Futurama. Oh my.
Yeah, that's probably pretty apt.
So one more thing that I love about Vivian is that every other partner in the game, they've got like they walk around with you and they've got like a determined look on their face, or like they're
Vivian's
kind of bored
just like smiling
or something. Vivian is just like so happy to finally have friends and be like, she's just having the time of her life, just walking around next to Mario,
floating around. Yeah, she's just happy to be here.
Yeah. Which, in all honesty, is completely
Meanwhile,
accurate.
Vincent here looks like he's about to have a stroke.
Yoshi is understandably a bit less plussed because he's
And here he is, one of the best characters in the game.
Yay! One of the best character designs too.
Look at that mustache.
I like that you pushed Vivian at Bobbery. She's like, wait, no, please.
I talk. I make friends.
Mario.
You're trying to get her to get along with everyone.
There's never a better time to start, Vivian. Go for it.
I like that she's like crouched down, just hiding behind Mario.
Go be friends with this grumpy old man.
Awfully sorry, chum.
Whose house we just broke into.
Is he the Sid of this game? Because he's like...
He's kind of like the Sid Highwind, yeah.
And now we're robbing him. Hooray!
Wait, what do you mean you're not going to help me on my quest after I just broke into your house and demanded that you come with me?
I love how his only reasoning is that he doesn't want to sail anymore. Well, I mean, there's like a reason behind that that's, important. But like, it's not, you just broke into my house and surprised me and told me practically nothing. It's, I don't want to go on the sea.
Don't you find it odd? Why would a sailor have such a hatred of the sea? I don't know, Vivian, have you ever been a sailor? It's not all glory and fun times.
Partly.
They have all this technology, but Flavio has an old school, like, ship like a sailing ship, like with masts.
Well, yeah, what do you expect him to have, a barge?
The X-Nauts have a secret base on the moon, and they're still using, like, a pirate ship to get to the
spoilers, Joe.
It's part of the experience.
Jeez.
Aw, you almost talked to him.
Yeah, no, I love this.
Is this a bean man?
He's like a... Oh yeah, he's like Fawful.
Yeah, he's from the Bean Kingdom. Yeah. A hairy bean.
Speaking of short, efficient mustaches, look at that tight mustache.
Yeah.
It's like a classic like toothbrush mustache.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like a short Pelennor.
Yeah, I like it.
Now, since we gotta talk over this thing, I'm just gonna kind of quickly summarize it. Bobbery is a retired sailor who stopped sailing because his wife died of an illness while he was away. Mm-hmm. And he blames himself for not being there for her. See, that's like the blunt, like, not sounding good version that you get from me. It's much better in the game.
Yeah, it's
But
like,
I just, like, on a certain level, like, when you think back on it, it's like, oh, it is kind of cheap to have, like, oh, it's just to get, you have sympathy for this character just because, like, bad stuff happened to him in the past that, like, somebody tells you about, but, like, I don't know, I think that's kind of on a certain level, that's kind of a relatable experience, like, you have a... You have a bad experience with something, and then you kind of associate it with, like... Or you kind of, like, fall away from, like, something you used to love because of something else that kind of got in the way.
Yeah.
Is that something you guys can relate to?
I can relate to that.
To this day, I still can't play Deltarune, so... yeah, no, very relatable.
I mean, I'm not... certainly nothing I'm thinking of is, like, comparable to, like, losing your wife while you're unable to, like, be with her.
Yeah, Nick just can't play Deltarune after Toby Fox murdered his wife.
Yeah, it's true. My poor wife.
Also, sorry to undercut the emotion of the scene, but I love the shitty, like, scribbled cats on the milk boxes.
Oh, yeah. Is that what they are? I thought they were goats.
I don't know. It looks like
Cows,
a cat to me.
maybe?
It looks like cat, as in, like, the cat part of cat dog.
Right. It looks like a loaf of bread with the face of Greater Dog Lesser Dog from Undertale.
So there was something else visually back there that tipped me off to...
Which you can play, because that was before Toby assaulted your wife.
Yeah.
all of the mice people in these games wear masks. And I'm wondering if, not to hide their identity, I wonder if they, like, all have to have, like, prescriptions.
Well...
Like,
so,
like eyeglasses, and they just wear stylish ones because they're cool.
Here's another point. Are the mouses in this game based on Mauser from Mario Brothers 2?
I don't know. Are they based on the mice from Mario RPG?
I don't know what else they'd be based on, but, like... I guess another thing that this kind of makes me think about is, like, the, obviously it's horribly, horribly sad when people die. And, like, you often get... What am I trying to say here? Like, the whole thing here is that, Scarlett knew, she knew she wasn't going to make it, but she didn't want it to, like, affect Bobbery's, like, well-being, more than it needed to, like, because it ended up kind of destroying him to lose her. And I don't know, it just kind of makes you think about, like, the people that in my life that have passed away, like, do they, if there is an afterlife, do they look down on me like, it's like, oh, you're not living the way you said you would,
Yeah.
Is that a little too weird for GCG?
No, I mean...
But where did Bobbery get those axes, and how does he use
them? Or, like,
them?
not even, like, people who have died, but, like, people who aren't, like, a big part of your life anymore,
Yeah.
You gotta wonder, like, if they could see what I'm doing now, like, would they be happy with it? Talking over
50... talking over Paper Mario.
Yeah, which is why phrases like, you're not being the person that Mr. Rogers would want you to be, or you're not being the person your dog thinks you are.
Aww.
They hit me hard.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was specifically talking about, Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, Mr. Rogers and your dog.
He watches over all of us.
Yeah, there was a time when he was a big part of all of our lives, but no longer.
Yes. R.I.P.
Everybody go watch that HBO documentary.
Also, I imagine that the only reason... They didn't actually need Bobbery to steer the ship. They needed Bobbery because Bobbery had their steering wheel.
He stole it.
Bobbery is their steering wheel.
Yeah, he got so upset about the Scarlet thing that in a fit of rage, he ripped the steering wheel off the ship and, like, brought it with him into his house and never left again.
Oh my god. It just tacked it onto his butt like Eeyore style. Oh my god.
So, I guess I'll never see my Scarlet again. But at least I got this cool steering wheel.
Wait, what was that he said about an agent being aboard the ship?
What?
Probably nothing.
Yeah. Why would he say such an outlandish thing?
Yeah, bizarre.
Wait a second. Is Flavio the traitor?
Yeah, is Flavio the traitor to UA?
Oh my god. Spoilers, damn.
Yeah, spoilers. Flavio is in.
Anyway.
He has the power of money.
Well, see you around.
Goodbye.